Hello everybody, welcome back. I am finally back from my trip and I had such a good time. When you guys jump on, say hello, hit that heart button for me. I cannot wait to get started with a project again today. I feel like it's been forever since I've crafted. And y'all, I've missed you. I have missed you guys so much. So if you're new to my page, my name's Laura with Chocolate to Chocolate Designs. And I always have a keyword ready for you guys so that if you type this keyword in the comments, you're going to get a free message from me with a whole bunch of information that you can click through for the supply list, for all the things we're using tonight, and different ways that you can join with me and with our crafting community. You guys, the information's free. Click through all of this stuff. When you type in the comment, oh, shucks, I need to find my video. I'm going to leave you guys in suspense for a minute. All right, when you type in the word March, you guys, normally on the first of the month is when I get to do our Club Couture kit, and I wasn't here. You guys, it was my travel day for me, and so I was not able to be live with you guys on the first to share our club kit. So here we go. We're going to do it tonight. Hello, Frankie. How are you? Yes, I had so much fun. You guys make sure that you're saying hi. Let me know that you're here. Hi, Ray. Hello, everybody. Hi, Holly. March is the keyword. So if you're unfamiliar with our Club Couture, you guys, it is an amazing, amazing craft subscription where you can get a new exclusive design mailed right to your door every single month with up to 3 paste or ink packets and a surface to go with it to complete your project. Hey, Crystal, thank you so much. Hey, everybody. Hi, Lori. Hello, Karen. Hi, oh my gosh, they go so fast. Hey, Margie. Thank you so much, Dottie. Hi, Bunny. Hello, Tracy. Hi, Annette. Thank you. So, you guys, this month's craft kit right here, this is our Club Couture transfer for the month of March. And we are leaning into our Peanuts characters, our Peanuts collaboration. You can only get this particular design when you are a club member in the month of March. So if you're not yet a club member and you love Peanuts as much as I do, make sure that you get in there and you join club now before the end of the month, okay? Hi, Leanne. Hi, Jackie. So this one does come with the Peanuts Portraits transfer. It's a 9x9 transfer this month instead of a 9x12. You're going to get 3 paste or ink singles, you guys. This is an ink project. Cadet, Bumblebee, and Black Velvet ink singles. I don't usually use these singles because I got everything in jars. So we're going to use my jars. And a cute little 9x9 pillowcase. How awesome is that? This right here would have been perfect for my vacation. I could have taken it with me on the plane. Oh, I should have done this and did a video. Anyway, you guys, make sure you join club. You're going to want to get in on this month and get this exclusive design. We're going to do this together today, but we're going to do it Laura style because you guys know I have a nickname on here. I actually picked up a new nickname when I was gone too. But tonight was my first time. Oh no, Lori. And I sent them out too. It's always something, right? My nickname on here has always been, or at least for a while, has been the mixologist, and we have to go with that. We're going to be mixing some colors tonight because we're going to make this my way. And that's what I just love. Hi, Janelle. Oh, yay! Congratulations and welcome to Perks. The great thing about chalk is that you can take our transfers, you can take our colors, you can mix and you can match, and you can do it your way every single time. You can make it how you want to. You got yours today. Awesome. All right, so we're going to open this up, our transfer, and we're going to use a bunch of colors, but I want to make this a little bit more spring. No notification for you either. Oh my goodness. Facebook is punishing me for going away for a little bit. That's what's happening. They're like, woman. And I even shared it to the broadcast, I'm pretty sure. Hello, everybody. Hi, Missy. Hopefully it'll get better as time goes on. It might still be sending out notifications. Who knows? You'll get it in about 20 minutes. Ooh, that I even had it like an easy tear. Awesome. All right, so this is our pillow cover. It's a little bitty one. Would have been perfect for the plane had I gotten this sooner. I've been able to do this a little bit sooner, but I'll have another trip planned at some point in time. All right, and then we're going to use our ink mat. Okay, so this right here is your sticky mat. First time for you, no notification. Oh, man. I did press the button, didn't I? I pressed it. I pressed it. Thank you, Christy. So I don't know, you guys. Ugh. The Beach Beauty. Thank you, Pam. All right, we're going to put this right inside this pillow cover. Hopefully it'll fit in here. It should, but I think it's going to be a tight squeeze. Thank you. Hi, Christine. You guys are finding me anyway. I am here. I am here. This is not going to fit, is it? Well, bummer. That one doesn't fit. Well, okay, let's use a smaller one then, because I've got a bunch of cut up pieces. I thought for sure that that was going to fit, but I was wrong. It didn't. So let's try my pieces instead. I always have pieces. No notification. I missed you guys too. I really did. I've got some stories to share tonight with you all about our trip. I'll tell you guys a little one while I try to find some pieces that I can use for this tonight. So when we got to I went back. What was that? Thank you. I went for a follow-up testing, got the news today that everything is okay. 2 cysts, but they are nothing, and I'm all good. Oh my gosh, that's awesome news. Yay! You had to cut one down, Carol? All right, well, I got a couple of pieces here that we can use for sure. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely needed that day yesterday to just kind of recoup. Yeah, thank you, Margie. That does help me too, to when I'm consistently late every single time. All right, you guys, I'm going to stick these right in here just to protect the back of this pillowcase from getting any ink on it, hopefully. Let me center these a little better. So you guys, our last day, okay, so first of all, you guys, Evan did not go with us on the trip, and yet his presence was known. So at some point in time during our stay there, we're in our cabin, we're in our little stateroom or whatever, in our room, and you guys, somebody came and knocked on my door and then ran, and they did this twice. And I asked all the girls from Chalk, and I'm like, who came by and ding-dong ditched me last night 2 times in a row? And nobody would fess up to it. Nobody at all would fess up to it. So I don't know if somebody had the wrong room or what. But twice in the same night, twice in a row, somebody came by, knocked on our cabin door, and then just ran away. Okay? And then I think it was either the next night or 2 nights later, we're in Coco Cay, the little private island. Oh, the time change thing is throwing everybody off, isn't it? Coco Cay, the private island. And John and I are walking around, and there is one single solitary sock laying in the sand. It was the weirdest thing. And so we immediately thought, oh my gosh, Evan must be around here somewhere, because that boy cannot leave his socks on to save his life. And so then we get home, and we're home. The very first day home, Evan looks at John, and he asked John, he said, Dad, do you know what ding dong ditch is? And I'm like, oh my gosh. I haven't even heard those words in forever. Here I got ding dong ditch twice on the cruise ship, and then my son's talking about it as soon as we get home. So Evan was with us in spirit the entire time. All right, you guys, we've got this laid out on here. We've got our ink mat inside. That's to protect that ink from going through to the back side of our pillowcase. And we're going to use Dune tonight. We're going to start off by doing this entire thing in Dune We're going to wash our transform. We're going to go over it again because we're going to paint this. It is making memories. Hi, James. How are you doing? Good evening. All right, you guys. So I'm going to grab my squeegee here. The reason that I'm doing this in Dune first is because had a meeting for work today. Good information. Is because I want to color this in, but I do not want to color this in with a color that is so dark that you can see it when I go over with my black. So I'm trying to go with a lighter color. I don't need to completely fill in everything. You can see right around the edges here. I'm just kind of making sure that I'm getting those lines, but not necessarily so that it's fully covered. If y'all see what I mean, there's some spaces where I'm just kind of leaving it out. I don't need it yet, but I want to make sure that I get it so that I know where my color has to go. So that was like a really weird thing that happened. Just the whole thing with Evan. He's something else, you guys. We got home and it was like almost 12:30 in the morning. Both kids are awake and waiting for us. John's carrying a luggage up the stairs and Evan runs and jumps into his arms. Maybe he was in cahoots with somebody. Maybe he was. It was probably Bree. He probably jumped on a chat with Bree and was like, "Hey, Bree, I want to make a prank with my mom. Can you ding dong ditch her?" She's got a sense of humor, you guys. She would have thought it was funny. It's been a lot of the ding dong ditching going on. Just in the last couple of weeks. Maybe it is like a fad going on. Just the fact that it happened to me though while we were there, and then Evan was talking about it when we got back was just, I don't know, just ironic. I hadn't even heard that phrase in years. And now all of a sudden. But you guys, we had a really great time. I didn't work at all. Those girls can party. Those girls can party, especially the ones from Chalk Central. They didn't get tired. Those girls never get tired. We had so much fun. Yeah, so most of our rooms were close together, all in the same hallway on the same floor. Yes. So that did help. There was a couple of us that were a level below, but most of us were on the same floor. All right, you guys. So here's what I did. I just went over this all with Dune, but you can see when I went on my edges, I didn't finish my edge because I don't really need to. But I went over the entire thing with Dune, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull this up. Hello, Philip. How are you doing? And you can see this awesome, awesome, awesome design. Now, you guys, I actually was thinking about coming in here and giving our friends a flesh tone. But I did some research on peanuts. Now, you guys can do whatever you want to. But I was actually looking for different Peanuts portraits things on Google. And all the ones that have their portraits like this, the characters are in black and white. I have not seen any of them colored in, except Franklin is like a gray color. You read about my nickname? Oh yeah, my new nickname is Laura the Explorer. I am not one to just sit by the pool and relax. No, I want to see all the things. I want to do all the things. We explored every inch of that boat that was accessible to passengers. And just had so much fun. And then I still couldn't find my way around. So, I don't know. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this nice and dried up. It's like the comics, black and white. Yep. Yep, so I'm not going to do a flesh tone on them today because it's not really true to peanuts to do the flesh tone with this particular design. But if you want to, if that floats your boat, if you want your pillowcase to have the flesh tone on all the characters, you can do that by mixing bright white Dune. Hi, Uncle Don! Bright white Dune and a little bit of any pink shade. So maybe Marvelous or a little bit of Couture coral in there to get that, to achieve that flesh tone color. So we're just going to give this a good dry really quick. Make sure that all of that ink right there is dried up. And then we're going to get to color, which is relaxing and fun. So no, the tornadoes were not near my house. Thank goodness for that. They were much farther south than where I'm located. Definitely, you guys, sending prayers to all of those people who were affected by that, though. That's insane. And I've been close, you guys. I have been, my mom's house narrowly got missed by a tornado 11 years ago. 10 years ago. Peachy Keen is close. Yeah, Peachy Keen would work, but it's a little bit too pink. I would add a little bit of Dune to some Peachy Keen, but that only is in paste. It won't work in ink. We don't have a Peachy Keen ink. 60 jumbo poker cards in Braille. Oh my gosh! That's a lot. All right, so doing the little tap test to make sure that this is nice and dry. And then we're going to mix up some colors, okay? So it comes with Cadet, Bumblebee, and it comes with Black Velvet, okay? We're going to use these colors tonight, but I want each of my squares to be a different color, and I need my outline to be in black, and I've only got 2. I am using ink, yes. Absolutely using ink. So I've picked one more color to go with my set. We're going to use Lilac, you guys. Lilac is our newest ink color, and it's beautiful. And we're going to mix up our colors to make them all kind of springy tones, okay? So to do that, we're going to start with a white base. White base to give everything that pastel, springy color. So each one of these is going to get, and that's probably way too much. I don't know. Each one of these is going to get a little scoop of some bright white. That's our starter color there. In ink. Now we're going to take, ooh, that might be too much. Oh yeah, all the prayers for the men and women who are being deployed. Absolutely, Holly. We're going to take some of our Cadet and mix that with some white. Okay, we're going to take some Bumblebee. We're going to mix that with some white to make these less vibrant. We want them more pastel-y for a springy look. I'm mixing way too much here, but you guys, that's okay. And then, last but not least, I'm going to grab, well, I guess I do need one more. No, I don't. Okay. I'm going to grab some of the Bumblebee, I had to think of the name of it, and some Cadet and mix them together to get a green. The word for today is March. March. So there's some Cadet with some yellow to get the green and some white in there too. Oh heck, let's just do that. And then we're going to mix that a little bit of lilac with the white as well. So that we have all pastel colors, all with a white base to use for painting, okay? All right, let's mix them up. Let's see what they look like. Let's see if they all have this gorgeous springy tone like I'm hoping that they do. And if not, we add more white and we keep stirring. All right, so let's start with the lilac color. That's what, yeah, lilac. Mixed with some white. Oh yeah, you guys. And that gives us a very, very beautiful Easter purple. Like a perfect Easter purple color, you guys. I love it. All right, let's try the yellow and blue. We're going to mix that together and see if we get a good Easter green mixed with the white. Otherwise, we might have to add a little bit more yellow in here. We'll see what we get. I may have overdone the blue. Just maybe overdid the blue. Oh, I don't know. Yep, I need more yellow and I need more white to make this happen how I want it to be. That's still a little bit too blue and too dark for my liking. All right, we're going to do this. I have one more tray here. We're going to try one more time, okay? To mix this color up the right way. How I want it. A little bit of white. Easter spring napkins. Yay! From me. Awesome. For crafting with your friends. I love that. I want to see how they turned out, Pam. How your crafts turned out. All right, and then we're going to take a little bit of this color here, and let's see what we get if we do that. Because we had way too much blue tone in here. We're trying to accomplish a light green. So apparently you don't want to overdo the blue. It was a beautiful color, absolutely. I'm just hoping that this, oh, there we go. That's more of like the Easter green color that I'm looking for, right there. But I want to get it mixed up well, so when I add a little bit of water and I paint with it, it's all consistent, all the same color. That is pretty. A light Easter green, you guys. Oh, that's going to look so good together. Now we're going to do a light yellow, and we're going to do a light blue. Hopefully that green's not too dark. Oh, I think it's going to work great. You did decoupage. The stir spatulas used to be available on my site, but they're not anymore. But you can get some similar on Amazon. Remember to try not to ever stir your paste with wood, though. So you can use a plastic knife or anything plastic, but try not to use popsicle sticks because the popsicle sticks will actually dry out the paste inside your jar faster because it sucks up moisture. All right, now this one's no, it's too dark. I need a little bit more white. I said you'd add a ton more white to the green one. Well, the blue is going to be a little bit darker too. So I think that this is going to work out. Either way, it's going to look spectacular. I think we're good. Oh, Pam, thank you. I finally got that done today. And all my stuff prepped so I could go live. I felt so accomplished today. It's a good start for coming back. All right, here we go. Let's grab some paintbrushes. We're going to paint this now around all of our Peanuts characters. We're going to give them that background. And I like to use the paintbrushes that have that slant just because it makes it easier to get up into the corners of things. So we need to add a little bit of water to each one of these. Tried sublimation for the first time, but man, these comments go so fast, you guys. I'm sorry that I don't see them. And let's go ahead and start with, ooh, purple's going to be around Lucy. So blue's around Snoopy. Green around Charlie Brown. Yellow around, which one is it? Around Linus. That's what we're going to do. Is that what we're going to do? Yellow around Charlie Brown, you guys. Yeah, just like this. Okay. I had to think about it for a second. All right, so we're just going to mix some of this color that we just mixed up with some water. And we're going to use this to paint in our squares in the background. And now that we've gotten our outline on here, you can see where you need to paint. So we're just going to come in with our ink. It's watered down. You're still procrastinating on that? Oh, I have some on my fingers and I don't know how, but fortunately I didn't touch anything. Woo! Because he's known for his yellow shirt. Oh, you guys, only a few left in here. Eee! Oh my goodness! Make sure your hands stay clean, because if you touch anything with that ink, you are going to be sorry that you did. All right. Coming back to my paint, we're just going to paint everything around Charlie Brown with that yellow color that we just mixed up. We can always add more water to it if we need to. And just painting with our ink. Always add water though. If you don't add water, it's going to be too thick. And then when you go to heat set it, it can flake off. So if you're coloring, you need it to be watered down. And it does take a little bit longer to dry once you've added water to it, but not that bad. So I'm trying to stay kind of in the lines, but if I go off a little bit, it's not that big of a deal because we're going to come back over with the black. You bet they were super stoked to see John. It's like Mom was just not even interesting when I came home. They didn't. Thank you, Linda. They didn't care that Mom was home. They were glad to see Dad. Dad's the funny man. And Evan's obvious favorite, and he'll tell me that too. Evan will flat out tell me I like Dad better. Dad's my favorite. Hi, Vicky. He's a stinker like that. But you know why? You know why? I miss you too, Brenda. You know why Dad's Evan's favorite? It's because the kids are with me a lot more than they're with John because I'm here and I take them to and from school and do all the things with them. And so I also have to be the disciplinarian a little bit more. Did the kids, yeah, they had a great time with Grandma. Grandma had a great time with the kids. She said she would do it again. So it wasn't horrible, but when we got home, she did kind of dart out of here really fast to go home. Probably. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a blast. I drank way too much. I ate too much. I gained back 5 pounds that I had lost. Oh, darn. Hopefully that'll go away quickly though, once all of the sugar from the alcohol that I drank kind of gets out of my system. We'll see. The boat had a theater and a casino, and they had a nightclub thing set up, and we partied the night away at the nightclub. Thanks to Bree's husband Robert, who was our chaperone there. He stayed with all of us the whole night. He was phenomenal and took pictures and everything. And you guys, I don't know why. Well, I don't know why, but I'll tell you guys that of all of the ladies in that picture that you guys saw, all of those of us who earned this trip that y'all saw, I don't think any of us give our husbands the credit that they deserve. Every single one of us have got such amazing and wonderful husbands, and they all get along so well when we're out together. And it's just such a fantastic time because the guys can go and hang out and do their thing. Amy's husband, Zach, and John get along really, really well. But all of the guys can just sit there and chat and talk and have a good time and carry on a conversation. And they're just phenomenal people. Oh yeah, me and Sarah hung out at the bar. Yes, we did. I had to track her down though. And I sent Aaron a message. He was sleeping. I didn't realize that he was. Okay, you guys, we got the yellow one done there for Charlie Brown. We're going to move on to the next one. I didn't realize he was sleeping, and the bar was called Dizzy's, right? It's fitting. The bar called Dizzy's, and Sarah wasn't answering me, so I resorted to sending Aaron a message, and I said, Aaron, Dizzy's bar right now, what was it? Dizzy's bar right now. Oh man. Come join us. Bring your wife. Urgent. With a like a siren thing. And he got it the next morning and he's like, I'm so sorry. Urgent with a siren. Dizzy's bar. Come now. Bring your wife. Have you guys ever had, and whoever it was that told me to have a, what was it, a dirty banana? They didn't have those on the boat, unfortunately. I guess it's just not good banana season. So I was not able to get a dirty banana, but I will not forget that, and someday I will have a dirty banana. So we had, I was drinking a lot of lavender martinis, and they were so good. Did my husband win at the card game? No. March is the keyword. John lost a lot of money at the casino. But it is what it is, you guys. You know, you win some, you lose some. Next time around, he's going to come back a huge winner, and he'll owe the dealer. You know, that's just how it goes. We were drinking chocolate martinis too. I had one. It wasn't really my thing. That was definitely a drink of choice amongst some of the other girls. Like Brandy from Chalk Central. She was drinking chocolate martinis almost the entire time. Bree loved the chocolate martinis. I just couldn't with the chocolate. I liked the lavender ones. There were no dirty bananas. There were no dirty bananas on the boat. None. You got in trouble on the lavender martinis? Or the chocolate martinis? Well, you guys, this coloring part, we have so many transfers right now that are color in. And they look fantastic when they're done. But they take a while to do live. Cruise ship drinks are the best. And Chalk paid for our drink package. So we could, all we had to do was hand them our boat pass. And we could drink the night away and have as many as we wanted. And they would bring us like a round of shots. And they would just like bring an extra one. Just in case somebody showed up. Did Nancy party? You bet she did. She was up with us until 3 o'clock in the morning at the nightclub. She was dancing. She was having a good old time. I don't think I ever saw her like drunk though, but she was definitely hanging with the rest of us. She can party. It's like being in your 20s again, you guys, when you finally get like some time away without the kids in tow. All right, you guys, Snoopy's done. And so we did. We just partied it up. We had such a good time. Ah, Tracy. I really did ask, and they were like, we're sorry. It's just not the right season. They said we can use a banana liqueur, but it's not the same thing as starting it with a banana base. And he said, if this is your first one, I don't want to ruin it for you by making it the fake way. And I was like, I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. So, he wanted to make sure that my first dirty banana was actually made with bananas and not just banana liqueur. Liqueur, however you say that. They were so good on the boat, you guys. So good. And you guys all saw my story, right, about the fisherman? If you didn't, let me know that you didn't see my story about the fisherman. And I'll tell it again, because it's a pretty darn awesome story. But yeah, we just had a lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. Watch the dolphins. As the boat was pulling away, we got to see all these dolphins jumping off from the shore of Florida. And I've seen dolphins in captivity, but I've never seen dolphins in the wild. You know, when we're in Mexico, they've got like that swim with the dolphin thing. But those, Tracy, you didn't hear the story? Okay. Those dolphins that are in captivity are just, it's not as cool as watching them when they're actually wild and swimming around in pods together and fishing and, you know, all of that. Tell it you missed it. Okay, you guys, so our fisherman story. So on Wednesday night, well, hold on a second. Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday night, we were leaving. Wednesday was our stop in the Dominican Republic. Okay. Wednesday was our stop in the Dominican Republic. And we left the Dominican Republic in the late evening, and started heading north on the boat. And the captain came on the speaker and he said, just wanted to let you guys know that we're going to be making another stop along the way, for a humanitarian effort for Haiti. We have some supplies that we're going to be dropping off to some people that are on the ground there in Haiti, you know, trying to help out the Haitians. Oh, thank you so much, Nina. And so we're going to stop there between 1 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the morning to drop off supplies to Haiti. And, you know, nobody had a problem with this. We were like, that's really cool that these cruise ships are able to do that, that they're able to use their space and their resources to do these humanitarian efforts, right? And it wasn't going to affect our schedule at all. We were still going to be where we needed to be on time. All of that. You know, because all he's got to do is, I don't know, speed the boat up by like 2 knots so we won't feel a thing and we'll still get where we're going. Anyway, so I stayed up late And I wanted to see Haiti, you guys, because we are partnered with Watts of Love. That's our nonprofit organization that provides lights, solar powered lights to impoverished countries. And Haiti is one of them that they do a lot of work with those solar powered lights. And so I wanted to actually see Haiti, and I did, you guys. I stayed up, I watched them take the stuff off of our boat and put it on these other smaller vessels to take the supplies back to Haiti in the middle of the night. And then I stayed up and I watched as we left Haiti. And one thing that I noticed when I was leaving Haiti is that entire country was pitch black. It was pitch black, you guys, in the middle of the night. And I was thinking about it, like, there is not a single part of America, I don't think anyway, that you can pull up to on a boat and not see lights. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're so fortunate to have electricity here, and you pull up anywhere on our shorelines and you're going to see just light after light after light. Our whole country is just lit up everywhere you go, right? It was pitch black in Haiti. Pitch black leaving Haiti. So we left there at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I went to bed. I was tired, okay? And at 5 o'clock, I woke up and John woke up to this sound, these noises outside our window. And come to find out, at 4 o'clock in the morning, our captain received a distress call from a fisherman's boat that was taking in water and going down. And because we stopped in Haiti and we were 2 hours behind schedule, we were close enough to this fisherman's boat to be able to deploy the rescue boat out to those fishermen and get them off their boat before it sank and onto our cruise ship, and saved their lives, you guys. I'm not saying that there couldn't have been another boat in the area at that time, but I don't know that there was. I don't know that there was anybody else out in the ocean close enough to be able to get to them in time. And so we brought them aboard our boat. They were not allowed out in regular quarters at all with regular people. They had to stay, but at 5 o'clock in the morning when John and I woke up was when they were bringing our rescue vessel back up onto the ship to put it back in place. And I didn't notice this at the time, but Bree got a video of that fisherman's boat. And there were 8 men, you guys, on that boat that were saved that night. But Bree got a video of that fisherman's boat as it's kind of bobbing along in the water. And at the very end of it, you can, hi Dale, at the very end of that, you can see that boat is getting lower and lower in the water as she's taking this video, okay? It's not that the waves were getting higher. I really don't think. I think the boat was legit sinking as she was rolling this video. And so it just happened to be that we were put in the right place at the right time for those men to survive whatever it was that happened on their boat to make it go down. So they stayed on our ship, and they were taken care of. They were given, beds to sleep in and showers and food and everything else, but they had to remain in bunks, which who knows where they were from, and if that was probably better than what they live in it normally, we were only an hour away from Haiti. They could have been Haitians. They could have been Cubans. We don't know. They could have been Dominicans. I don't know. And I'll never know. And so they were given everything that they needed. They had to stay in their quarters until we reached Orlando, where they were, from what I was told, they were met by authorities there who would basically find out where they're from and make sure that they get taken care of and get home. But I can only imagine, you guys, a million thoughts went through my head as all this is going on, right? A million thoughts. First of all, thank the Lord these men are okay, right? Thank the Lord that we were there. Thank the Lord that these men are alive today. But then I also was sad because knowing what I know about some of these countries in the Bahamas, they're poor. And these guys I don't know. They could have been out there for the last 3 or 4 days fishing. They could have had a bunch of fish that they caught that they were going to take back to their village to feed their village for the next several weeks, you know. There could be a lot of people back home depending on them for food that they're not going to bring home now. And that's sad. Plus how long it might have taken for them to actually accumulate that vessel, you know, who knows? And they lost it all. Their family was probably worried sick, wondering where they were because they didn't have any way to contact them to let them know. You know, just so many things. And yeah, they'll be glad to see them when they got home. But that thought crossed my mind, like, how scary. How scary. And what did this incident set these men back? You know? Horrible thought to think of. Hopefully the cruise line took good care of them. Hopefully the cruise line took good care of them and made sure that they, you know, I don't know, that they had what they needed to survive anyway. Despite what had happened. I would hope that they would do that. And then another thought crossed my mind, you guys. And this one right here is not such a great thought, but it's a realistic thought. And it's a thought that I think that is definitely a possibility. Now, I've never been on a cruise ship before. But you guys remember before I went and I was talking and I was joking around about pirates. Pirates do still exist. And there is such a thing as modern day piracy. So then there was also this thought that came to mind, and it was, I'm glad that the captain is keeping them away from everybody else. Thank you, Annette. Because what if? And you guys, this comes from the mind of somebody who is constantly, you know, emailed by scammers and things. And so I see this part of the world a lot as a social media influencer. What if? What if that boat was a boat that was just good enough to get them out there? And they were waiting for a cruise ship to come by so they could sink the boat and get on board. It's a scary thought. Is it possible? Absolutely. And so I'm so glad that that the cruise ships and that the captain took every precaution to keep us as his passengers safe, with extra people on board that he could not vet, and that we didn't know anything about, you know? So, yeah, there we go. A million thoughts going through my mind. The entire time, so many thoughts going through my mind. All right, you guys, we've got it all covered in. Just like that, I love our colors. I think that they turned out fantastic. They're a lot more springy than those darker colors were. And I have a lot of ink left over too. We'll see what I can do with that. So, you know, I don't know, you guys. You got to look at it from all viewpoints. And that one definitely crossed my mind. Like, thank goodness our captain did everything he could to keep us safe. Because you just never know. You just never know. So, anyway, there's the fisher boat story. There's the fisherman story. About the 8 fishermen that survived. Do you guys think like that too? Like always seeing all the positive, but also being wary of the possibility of the negative? It's sad that we have to even think like that. That we have to be aware that people are like that around, you know, that people are like that in this world. So, okay, you guys, we've got like 2 more steps and then we're done with this, okay? I think that this turned out so cute. I love the colors on there. I'm glad that I did Lucy in the purple. You do too, Roseanne? You think about all the positive things, but you're also very, very aware of the negatives. You know what I call that? I call that wisdom. Wisdom. Okay. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and grab our transfer now. And we are going to spray this down a little bit more. We're going to clean this off, and then we're going to use it again. This time to make that black outline on here to finish off this project. Every day you think like that, huh? It's horrible that we have to even think like that. So now to bring this back around on a higher note, though. Yeah, you're right. Nowadays, you just have to. So all I'm doing is just spraying this down and using some paper towel to remove some of that ink from the top here. And then we're going to spray it down again. Grab our board eraser and clean this up. Absolutely, Linda. You sure do. This day and age especially. So do you guys remember a while ago I told you about a man not far from here, 84 years old. And somehow some social media influencer got a hold of this guy, like went to his work. Yes, always pray for the positive outcome for sure. Anyway, this man, 84 years old, he worked in Brighton at a Meijer. He retired early from General Motors here in Michigan, and basically gave up his pension to cash out so that he could afford to pay the medical bills for his wife, and was going to live the rest of his life working. His wife had passed away, but had basically committed himself to living the rest of his life working in the, oh, you've been working, so you do know, so that when his wife was alive, he could do everything he could for her medical bills and he could take care of her. Anyway, he was working at Meijer, not far from here, and a social media influencer came in, told his story, and right then and there handed the guy $400 and said, this is just to help you get started, and we're going to do a fundraiser for you to try to make some money to help you retire. Your mind would have been racing. Are they sick? Are they going to attack you? What can I do to help? Yeah, and my mind was racing too. But yes. So the story about this guy here in Brighton, they raised almost $2 million for him. And I saw the update on this today on Facebook. You guys, it's crazy because that guy that had given him the $400 to get him started went back to him, y'all, went back to him a week later after the GoFundMe was over and asked him, what did you do with the $400 that I gave you last week? And the guy pulled it out of his pocket. And he said, it's still right here because I wasn't sure that this was legit, basically. He was afraid to spend that $400 because he was afraid that it was a scam of some sort against a senior citizen, and he was going to have to pay it back, and he knew he didn't have the money to pay it back. So he didn't spend a dime of it. And that just broke my heart, you guys, that's the kind of world we have to think about, that our elderly get taken advantage of like that. It's really sad. But also glad that he had the wisdom to do that and not spend that money just in case. And so they awarded him with that check. Tracy, I might be able to share it into the VIP group. But I won't be able to share it on my page itself just because of an algorithm thing with Facebook. It'll make it to where they don't stop showing you guys when I'm live and things like that if I mess up my algorithms, which are already shot because of being gone. So I gotta get them back up there. But I can probably put it in the VIP group. Anyway, they awarded that guy that check for almost $2 million, and he immediately looked up to the heavens and he was like, thank you. And he was basically thanking his wife for bringing those people into his life and for making that happen. And I just thought that was the sweetest thing. All right, so now all I'm trying to do is just line up my transfer with where it was before as best as I can, you guys, as best as I can. And I think I did pretty good there. Oh yeah. Charlie Brown is off. Linus is off. Charlie Brown is perfect. Now that one's off. Come on, baby. What do I have to do to make you right? This is why we use Dune. Or a light color in case it doesn't quite line up perfectly. I wonder if I might have had an air bubble in my transfer the first time. Oh, it's so far off, you guys. Oh, thank you. Your birthday's today too, Lynn? Well, happy birthday to you. I got John his favorite dinner tonight for dinner. I bought him some stickers that were really funny so he can decorate his suitcase for the next time we go on a trip. Because he keeps complaining that his suitcase is too much like everybody else's. And told him today that his birthday week is concluded. You can never get them lined up properly. And the thing with material too is that when you pull it up, if that loosens it again from your mat, you're going to have a harder time pulling it back up or getting it to line back up. So we're going to go ahead and just start off with the bottom two, and then we're going to readjust it for Snoopy and Charlie Brown. Because it's not quite lining up perfectly, okay? And hopefully, oh, will that work over here? Then my edges aren't going to be right. I got to just make it line up as best as I can. I had to have had an air bubble or something. All right, we're going to go for it, you guys. Whatever happens, happens. It's close enough. All right, here we go, you guys. Last thing we're going to do is add some black to this. We're going to go back over it with black. Whoa! Y'all! It just snapped like a big black booger. And got all over me. Did you see that? It was like a boomerang. We're just going to use the rest of these. You had to do them individually after as well because it just wouldn't quite line up. And it happens because when you pull your transfer off of that ink mat, or when you pull your material up off the ink mat, it doesn't go back down on the transfer, on the mat exactly the same because the material is stretchy a little bit. So lining things back up on material is much harder than it is on other things because the material is so stretchy. But just have some patience with it. You'll get it. Y'all, I gotta make sure my hands are clean or we're gonna mess this all up at this point in time. All right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm gonna grab a bigger squeegee now. Now the trick to this, you guys, first of all, make sure that it is pressed down really well. How did that just happen? Oh my goodness. Wow. It's everywhere. Thank you, Joyce. We did. We had a very good trip. All right, here we go. The trick with this is when you're coming around the outside of this, you always want to work from your outside in and try not to push any of your ink up underneath your transfer. So make sure that you get this nice and tight on here, press down really, really well as you're going around it, and then work from one direction the entire time. So I'm going to pick up a bunch of this on my squeegee, and we're going to go, I'm going to start with Charlie Brown just to offload some of this because I've got a lot, and I'm going to pull this from that edge down, and then from my edges over. That way, hopefully, I don't smudge it out, and I keep it right where it needs to be. And you want to try to go in smooth motions with it. All right. Hopefully I don't have any more spots. So you're basically pressing your ink down and then coming back through. And hopefully not getting any of it underneath that transfer. Side by my hand. I think I got it all. I don't see any more. So going from that outer edge in, you guys. And hopefully I don't have anything messed up on there. Again, make sure this is pressed down really well. And we're just going to go over the entire transfer now. And here I'm going to go up from the bottom edge. You just put the pillow in. Did I seriously? I hope I didn't, but I might have. Oh, the black ink that's right here. Who knows? I'll look it up. I will look at it when I get it up. Hopefully I didn't. My black just made a big mess on me, though. For sure it did. All right, I got some bubbles right in here. We're going to do our best and see how it turns out. And the last little bit, I did it again, didn't I? All right, so just want to go over this one last time. Make sure that we get all of that extra ink off of there. Hi! All right, and then as we pull up, we're going to pull up slowly. Make sure your fingers are clean. Or at least as clean as they can be. We're going to pull this up slowly. That way, if there's any spots that we missed, we can go back and get those. And you guys, we're not going to heat set this tonight. You used fabric markers, so you wouldn't have to do this. And it did not line up perfectly, I can tell you that. But Oh, there's a spot on Lucy right there. But you guys, look at how this is turning out, though. Y'all! How cute! How incredibly cute. Fabric markers would probably make it a lot easier, yes. But it does look great, I think. I can always go back in with my paintbrush and touch up any spots that I want to touch up. But there she be, you guys. I think it turned out pretty darn well. Pretty darn well. A few spots right in here I might want to clean up a little bit with that black ink. Right there. But you love the colors? Thank you. I think it turned out pretty good. Now, I would normally heat set this live, but I'm not going to tonight because since we painted this with our ink and then we went over it with another layer, we've got 3 layers of ink here. You don't see the misalignment? It's so slight. It is so slight. But it's still there, just a little bit. Look on Charlie Brown and it's so incredibly slight right there. But it's there. I see it from here. But you guys, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this dry overnight. Tomorrow I will come back in here. Yeah, I'm just going to leave the faces white because in the comic, that's how it is when this one is done. I could not find a picture of the colors of the faces ever colored in this particular format with this design with peanuts. It's always done comic book style. So I'm going to go ahead and heat set this tomorrow after I give this complete adequate time to dry. And then I can stuff it with some polyfill or something and have the cutest little pillow. But you guys, that's March Club Couture. I think it's adorable. If you love peanuts, you're going to love this. You can use chalk markers to just color this in instead and just do the entire thing in black first time around and not have to do the chalk ink paint. Yes, Sandy. So even if you're using fabric markers, after you come back in with your black ink, you're still going to want to heat set it. Your fabric markers can definitely take the heat of heat setting. Okay? So you guys, March is our keyword for today. I think that these are adorable. I love this transfer. You could also put it on a t-shirt, a tote bag, anything that you want to really. And you could do the characters individually or you could do them all together. So many different ways that you can use this transfer. Thank you so much. And I just think that it turned out super cute. I'm going to do a couple of touch-ups on here, though, just because it'll bother me if I don't. But you guys, that's it for tonight. I do need to get to bed. I got to get back into the routine of actually having to wake my kids up in the morning, which is hard. You guys are fantastic. Love you so much. If you have any questions about anything, please send me a message. And I'll see you guys back here again tomorrow for another tutorial, okay? All right, you guys have a good night. Love you so much. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.